Hello, it's us. We're back. Hi, Jen.
Hello. Hi,
How are
Jessie.
you?
I'm pretty
Hey,
good. How are you?
I'm good. You got a dongle, which means you should sound like a freaking angel this week.
I should. I should sound much better. I'm speaking close to my mic as the feedback has been shared with me. So I'm here. I'm ready.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear this now that we're all clear, hopefully all clear. And I'm excited for this episode. We're trying to make some quick and dirty ones that are a little bit more focused on what we do. We love like the long episodes like last week, where we got to just like kind of talk and chit chat. But we also want to share some that are super helpful and informative. One thing that we have been doing a lot that I'm not sure if you follow us on Instagram, you've probably seen this, but we have been really focusing on posting a lot more on our blog, which is great. If you just go to themarketinggreenhouse.com/blog, you can find all of our posts. There are lots of like super informative, helpful posts about marketing, small business. What am I missing, Jen? Social media, growing business.
Personal branding.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got lots going up every week, and yeah, we think you should absolutely take a look. They are like complimentary to the podcast, but we thought we'd do a little bit of a deeper dive on some of them, especially going into the holidays. We've written some about like holiday marketing and strategy. So we wanted to dive in there. And today's episode will be about how to build a marketing strategy for a small business, which is something we do a lot and have done for years.
Yeah, this
So
because it's around this time of year that everyone starts to freak out that the holidays are coming.
yeah, it's like it feels like everyone forgets until like November 1st. And it really, you know what I mean? Or you keep forgetting, or businesses, and then they're like, oh my God.
Holidays are almost here. I don't have a strategy.
Yeah. And that's not a good place to be in. So we want you to do a little bit of planning ahead and get all your ducks in a row before we get to the holidays.
We'll still help people out. If they want help, they can call us.
Of course. We're always here to help. And we can include the link to get on our calendar for the new business call if you are interested in that as well. But let's jump in. The first thing that we suggest doing is creating a promotional calendar, which we actually are going to have a really great one this year again to download that like highlights a lot of the holidays and everything else and important dates that you need to know, shipping dates. There's also a blog post on that, but the calendar will have it in one place. Yeah, so
calendar with all the key dates. I swear we give it all away for free.
I know. Jen, why is it important? I feel like this is such a Jen question. Why is it important to have a calendar?
Well, Jessie, it's important to be organized. No, actually, one of the biggest tips when you are building a strategy for your business is to begin with the end in mind. That's truly like the trick to everything, is to think about whatever you're launching, whatever you're selling, what those key dates are. Begin with the end in mind. When does that have to go live? And then start to make a list of things that have to happen in order to go live. And that then sets your timeline. And having a promotional calendar is key because it's such a noisy time of year that you have to be really specific and clear with your messages. Yep. You also can't stop adding value while you're still promoting things.
Right.
So having this all mapped out is key so that you are not just noisy and filling airtime.
I would also say, as someone who gets very, very excited for the holidays, I think it's super, not intimidating, but like it's easy to get caught up in wanting to do huge things for the holidays. And
more Krista Kringle.
And like, you actually look at how long you have and the runway and also like the ROI there, which like granted, the holidays can be a great time of year for businesses. But I think we had a client once who like, this was so funny because I feel it was like me and her versus Jen and her sanity. And she wanted to do like, I don't even know. It was like this whole involved like
Pop-up
gift
shop.
drop off pop up shop where like Santa was involved and you ran around the city in this like really cute Christmas car. And it was a whole thing. And listen,
Jesse
I was like,
idea. And I said, I reminded Jesse, I said, now who exactly is delivering all these gifts? Are you driving around the city all day?
oh, there was like the shop on wheels as well, where like I was like totally, and we'll like blow out a whole truck, U-Haul truck, and decorate it, and like do the whole inside, and it'll get you guys. It was like October 15th. Like,
It was insane.
like, but I think that it's so easy to get caught up in like, and then we're gonna build the North Pole, you know, and. So with that being said, like, I think that is why it's also so, because I think Jen also loves to like just let people fail on their own. Like not in a bad way, but just she like leads people. What is it like? You like lead the horse to water instead of just being like, no, this isn't going to work. I mean, I think you also at that point were like, this isn't going to work, but you were like
asking questions.
Yeah. So you were like, here's like, let's think of the timeline. Like, okay, who exactly is doing this? How are we going to hire? It was a whole thing. And anyway, so we realized it wasn't a great idea. But I do think that that's why it's important.
The exact statement was, you got to sell a lot of cookbooks and pinch pots in order to pay for said truck.
It's so easy to get carried away and want to build the North Pole like during the holiday season, and like you really only have 6 weeks. And
I also think this is fun advice coming from you, because I swear to God, you guys, Jessie reaches out to me at least on a weekly basis with a new idea that's going to be real easy to pull together and only takes a few hours.
Absolutely. Everything only takes like, it's like a 4-hour thing. I was like, if you just give me 4 hours, I can like do all of this.
I can make it really quick. I'm like, do you know how many things are on your list that can be done really quick?
Actually, the collective was one of those things where I was like, we could build this in like 2 weeks. And it took us like 6 months.
It took a year. December will be a year.
Oh, man. Anyway, so that is number one. So
moving on to tip 2, start early.
Yeah. Start early. Here's the thing. Again, this is what happens. November rolls around, like everyone in October is all like, we don't want the holidays too early. And then November rolls around and like you literally have like 2 weeks. I mean, cyber sales all start November 15th now, basically, right? Like I don't know anything that really starts post Black Friday. Everyone does like, you know, some sort of flash sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever it is. But generally, the deals are starting a lot earlier. So I do think that it's important to like, we actually usually say the best time to start is a little bit earlier, even like September, late September to start getting everything.
There's also a difference in planning. So you should be planning now. Planning around at least October 1st. If not, you know, some of the more advanced companies start in July and August. But in terms of your actual promotions going live, I would have them go live, and we'll have all this on the calendar, but I would have them go live the second week of November.
Yeah, I think so. Because I also think that people have been jumping the gun a bit with holiday stuff. I think it's a little bit early for gift guides right now.
Yeah, there's a difference in preparing it versus releasing it.
Yes, I agree. Like being ready to go. But I think that there is like, you definitely have to toe the line a bit of like being a little bit too early. And I think some people are just a little bit too early these days because people are not in the Christmas spirit yet. Like you've got to get past Halloween, I think, before like people are really there. I think after that it's fair game. But I do think like a couple weeks into November is when it really like your holiday stuff is really going to land.
Yeah, I agree. I think actually my favorite tip on this is number 3, which is to utilize email marketing. So social media is most definitely important, and we'll talk more about that. But email marketing, it really should not be underestimated because that is the one clear way that you can most definitely get in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the social channel, you're only, 7 to 10% of your audience is actually seeing that content. Whereas email marketing, you typically have, I would say, at least a 40 to 50% click rate, or that's ideal benchmarks.
Yeah. Open rate.
Open rate, sorry. Excuse me.
I was like, 50% click rate is big.
Oh, sorry. Like a 1 to 3% click rate is
like someone else is on here like a 50%, like thinking that they're like probably pretty solid, like 5% is bad.
I know 1 to 3% is good, but 40 to 50% open rate is fantastic.
Yeah, I think I agree. I also think that email marketing is one of those things that like social media is always more involved than you like think it's going to be. Like you think you can put an email together really quickly and then, but
almost like you're talking to yourself in the mirror, Jessie.
Almost. And I think that we love Flowdesk. And again, we can, I think we have a link actually that is like with a discount.
They can get 50% off.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So if you wanted to try that, it is pretty easy to use. They have really great templates, but I also like, don't be scared. You can get them ready. You can get your emails ready to go. You can set up flows to go live during the holiday season right now. So that again, you're not like once your orders start coming in or once the holiday season gets here, you're not like trying to create while you're also trying to sell. So you can even get emails like 80% there if you don't have the links ready or whatever it is. But at least like something's done and at least you have a strategy of like, when are your Black Friday emails going out? When are your Cyber Monday emails? Like how often are you going to email every single day during that weekend? Like, are you having flash sales? Are you having a sale that lasts for 2 weeks? Like, are there things that are going to be limited quantity? All of these messages need to be like clear and you have
they need to be thought out, written out in advance.
Yep.
I think so many people think they can just throw it out there and then it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't work. And I always like the way I kind of see things is look at what what companies are doing right now. They are like prepping you. Everyone is warming you up. The emails you're getting now, like they're warming you up. And especially once you get into November, you start seeing those come out. They're going to introduce their sales because they're going to tell you which big ones there are coming. They're going to start like dripping out little ones. And you got to warm people up to get them ready to buy. And that is like, I think something a lot of people underestimate. You can't, especially when you're competing with big stores. And that also is like maybe some of the messaging is like shopping small and why you should shop small and warming people up for that so that when they're ready to buy, they convert on your stuff.
Yeah. And actually, can we touch on something that's important too? I've dealt with this with clients in the past. So small businesses are often like, everyone knows I'm a small business. Do I really need to run a sale during this time? Yes, the whole world is on sale. Like you are missing out if you don't have a sale. 10% off is not a sale.
No, it's not. It is not. That's literally sales tax in Illinois, right?
I mean, I feel like it's even higher than that now, but but point being, it's got to be at least 15% off. And yes, it matters. Yes, people care. If they're paying full price and shipping, they're not going to check out.
No. And that's also why you start early because you look at like what makes sense to put on sale. Where are your like highest margins? Like you can adjust, you don't have to put everything on sale, but you can be more purposeful with what you do decide to put on sale. And you were saying that
the other piece that people need to keep in mind, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news because we love small businesses. It's harder to shop a small business than it is to shop on Amazon. So you have got to make it easy for them.
Yes.
To easily buy whatever it is, do the best you can with pricing. They don't expect Amazon pricing at your small business, but they do expect deals over the holidays.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I also think like this is actually in another article, but I'm going to drop it in here as well. make sure that your checkout process is as seamless as possible. Like you can add Amazon Pay and Shop Pay and all these other things that make it so much easier for people to shop small, and so that they don't have to run, like all their information is already in there, so they don't have to run and get all of their stuff. Even if you take it off after that, put it on for the holidays so that it's easier. Like I think originally the Amazon like their method was like no more than 3 clicks to checkout. And I think that obviously now that they have 1-click checkout, you want it to be as frictionless as possible. And like you said, they will abandon their carts. Like I wish it was easier to support small businesses, but especially in like pricing too. There are lots of times I do want to support small, but I think that it gets expensive during the holidays, and you do start like comparing prices. And you know, it really is a dollar for dollar thing sometimes. So like if you're talking about like trying to compete convenience, and then also, yes, putting things on sale, you have to compete in some capacity. And you can be strategic about it so that you're not like losing money, you know, so that you're still profiting off of this. But I do think you have to be strategic and be competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, social media.
I feel like this is all you, Jessie.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that it's an interesting time because obviously a lot of people are spending money on social media. I think that this could be a really great time, again, if you're purposeful about it and intentional, to run hyper local ads if you're like a store or a local business, because I think that people like love holiday stuff. Like if your store is decorated, or if you're doing, I don't know, if Santa's coming out, there are like lots of like little fun holiday things you can do that I think you could get some good ROI from running a super focused local ad. I think people underestimate like how much people want like holiday nostalgia during the holidays. Like everything should feel festive to me. Like also, your whole feed needs to feel like, I want to feel like I'm in a snow globe when I'm on your feed. And that I think are the people that do it the best.
So also don't underestimate the power of user generated content. So having something that is very Instagrammable or can be shared on TikTok in your store during the holiday season will most likely get people taking pictures and sharing it.
Yes. Yep. That's very true. Very, very true. But yeah, I think that like make it easy, make it festive. Like I want everything to be festive. I want to hear like holiday music and just see holiday themed stuff. So whatever that means for you and for your business, like get festive, get fun. Like it's a time where everyone just like wants to feel warm and cozy and like, you know, celebrate the magic of the season. You got to give them the magic. like that is where, if you think of like these big department stores and everything, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these displays. They're not doing it for like shits and giggles. They're doing it because they make money off of it. Like people come to see those things. And I think that how do you translate that to like social media and everything else? There are lots of ways, but make it fun. And just think outside of the box for that. Oh, and that leads right into, sorry, continue. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, it goes right into the next one.
Thinking outside the box.
So I actually have a great tip that I will share with everyone. One of the ways that I think small business owners can think outside the box is creating gift guides or shopping guides that are unique to their store. So if you can bundle items to make it easier to shop, if there are gifts that you think fit for her, for him, etc., sharing that makes a big difference.
I agree with that. I will also say only do this if it makes sense for your store, and like don't just make a random gift guide with a bunch of other people's stuff and everything else if you're not like, if that's not your business and you're not an influencer. I have seen just a bunch of random gift guides recently, and I'm like, what is this for? This isn't helpful. Like gift guides should be helpful. So even if that means you have 2 or 3 things that are great for moms or whatever it is, like that's okay. you don't have to like have an extensive gift guide. It doesn't have to be the Neiman Marcus Christmas book. Like just trying to lead people to the right place and help them out when they're buying gifts, I think is super helpful. But make sure it's authentic and don't just like try to be something you're not. I would also say partnerships in a lot of different ways are a great way to get more out of the holiday season. So partnering with other small businesses, partnering with influencers, like, I don't even know, just figuring out how you can like find businesses that fit well with you and support them and like get a mutually beneficial partnership.
Yeah, all these are super important. So if we had to give you three things, I mean, all these things are important, but if you're going to do three things, number one is you absolutely have to plan out what you're saying and when you're saying it. So that promotional calendar is super important. Number two is then determining your game plan by channel. So the combination of email marketing, in-store, and social media is very important. Number three, which we haven't really talked about, is sharing it with others who can help amplify your message. So whether that's family and friends, people who shop at your store all the time, you would be shocked at the help that you get when you just ask for it.
But also be specific in your ask. I think sometimes people are so afraid to ask someone to like share, like tell them that you
Literally,
need, you know,
I need you to share this on Instagram and tell them to come to my store.
Yeah, please share this with anyone who you think it would be helpful. Please put it on stories. Here's a stories template if you want to use it. And then also like, here are the points I want to hit. I want everyone to know that on Black Friday, we are offering 35% off this. Like be specific in what you want people to share so that they know what to say. And you don't have a bunch of people sharing things and you have like all this like free, not media, but like media and like nothing to show for it. Like be very specific. Also, everyone has links on Instagram now. So if you have a website, people, you know, your friends and family and whoever can send people directly to that. And that is super helpful. Cool.
All right. If you're stuck, give us a call.
Yeah. And we will see you back next week.
See you soon.
Bye, guys.